Hey everybody, Don here again, and I am on the Connecticut River again, in a part of the river I've never fished before. I was just talking to this guy over here. He was putting in when I was putting in. Nice guy, gave me a few pointers on some spots to go. But yeah, I'm kind of excited about this. This is new water. I always love fishing new water. He's telling me I should be able to catch some pike in here and some bass, largies and smallies. So, you know, for me, the target is bass, largemouth, smallmouth, northern pike, or walleye. And he says he hasn't had much luck with walleye, but I do know this is a spot, one of the few spots in New Hampshire that does have walleye. Whopper plopper on the bait caster. I'm going to start off right off the bat throwing the whopper plopper. One of my subscribers, Dan, told me about this place. Although I've known about it, and it's only about 45 minutes from home, it's just one of those places that I've never been to, you know? Oh, there he goes. But I do know this river has a lot of good fish in it. I wish I had the pedal drive, but you guys know my ankle has been bothering me for 2 months. And I'm just trying to stay out of the pedal drive for a little bit longer. I've got a couple trips planned later in September that I want to be able to pedal on, so I'm going to kind of stay out of it. So without the slayer and the depth finder, I can't really tell how deep it is, but I can see the grass on the bottom. The water is really pretty murky. Let's try something a little different. While I'm in these pads, put on a Texas rig with a green pumpkin with, I think it has red flake in it. You know, the thing I like about the Connecticut River is that it's really diverse. You know, it starts all the way up in the northern part of New Hampshire, up in first, second, and third Connecticut lakes, and right up on the Canadian border. And up there, it is blue ribbon trout water. I've seen some big brown trout come out of there. A lot of it's fly fishing only. And then it runs down, and it's the border between New Hampshire and Vermont, just about the whole length of the state. And then it comes down into Massachusetts, ends up dumping into the Long Island Sound down in Connecticut. And I fished down there a lot back in the day. I have some buddies that live down there, and you know, down there it's striper fishing is phenomenal. In fact, I'll throw a picture in here of a striper that my son caught when he was, I think he was 13 years old, and we were fishing with a friend of mine, Matt Dobratz, and it was quite a fish. Here's the picture. Yeah, that's quite a fish. It was funny because Jesse was, we were using 3-pound hickory shad for bait. And he was like, well, when am I going to know if I get a fish? I said, you'll know it. And man, when that fish hit, it just ran. And I said, just don't let go of that rod, buddy. I think for the first 5 minutes, he just held onto the rod with both hands. I said, well, you know, eventually you're going to have to start reeling. was quite a battle. That there was a striper tournament going on that weekend, and we went ahead and entered it in. And it was third place for the first day, but it got bumped out on the second day. These are the Z-Man finesse turds that I bought. This is the color that was rocking it. Here on the upper part of the Connecticut. It's kind of a green pumpkin with darker back. And it looks like it's got like blue flake in it. I can't remember what it's called, but that's the deal right there. Now look at all the memory in that line. You guys that use fluoro. So I had 6-pound P line on this rod. It seemed to be breaking. So I switched it up. This is brand new. This is 8-pound Berkeley Vanish. Look at all the kinks in that line. Not kinks, but the curlicues. Is that normal? I mean, is that what fluoro does? I mean, I might have to switch back to mono. I used mono for years. I don't know why I felt the need to change to fluoro. Everybody says fluoro is so great, but maybe for a leader it is. I'm not sold on it for loading up a reel. This shouldn't have this much memory, only being a week or two old. Oh, again, it's really shallow on this side too. Hoping it'd be a little bit deeper. And weedy, lots of weeds. Well, I thought the Ned would be the thing to use in here, but I think I'm going back to the worm. And I think I'm going to switch over to a Yum Dinger. In particular, the Fitz Dinger. You know what I say about the Fitz Dinger, it's never let me down. I think maybe in this cloudy water with all these weeds, that chartreuse tail might help a little bit. Couple decent looking trees. A lot of weeds. It's grass, really. Oh, crap. Right over, and didn't it do a wraparound? Ah, oh, man. Oh, why do I do that kind of stuff? I don't think I'm going to get that back. We'll see. I think I did the double wraparound. It could just be hung up on that. Oh, look at that. I did the double wraparound and a crossover. And it's grabbing every little piece of... I can break that. I got some pretty strong line. I don't want to break my rod. I can't stand up in this yak. Why? Why, oh why? I got it. Oh my goodness. And I got a piece of bark with it. All right. Let's not do that again. Whew. Timber. You know how much I love it. Got all kinds of chunks of timber in my boat. But I saved the dinger. Oh, what do we got? There we go. First bass of the day, maybe. First bass of the day on the old Fitz dinger. Look at him. He's a monster. Woohoo! Smallmouth bass. Hello, little fella. Thank you for playing. All right, first fish of the day. 6-inch smallmouth. No skunky. That's what really counts, right? Oh, there's a nice fish. Oh, yeah. Oh, baby. That's a nice one. Ah, come on, bud. Wow, he nailed that right by that tree. Right in the snout. Nice. Nice smallmouth. Nice. Thank you. How you doing today?
Awesome.
That's a beautiful boat. I like that.
Yeah, you know, it's not much of a fishing vessel, but it's great exercise.
I was just gonna say, perfect exercise for the day.
I'm trying to figure out how to set it up so I can bring my fly rod and stand. And
there you go.
you know, I've used it just as a paddle board, and it's fun. It's great perspective because you're up high. You can
Yeah.
see really well.
Yeah, no kidding. Have a good day. Whoops, not chatting. Whoop. Well, there he goes. That was a nice fish. That was probably, I don't know, 14 inches, maybe pound and a half, maybe. Fitz dinger never lets me down. All right, 2 fish on 2 casts. Right to that big birch tree. So I thought that was a rowing scull, but it's a stand-up paddleboard, and he's got a seat mounted on it, and he's using it as a rowing scull. Really a nice, nice setup. Not much for fishing, but very cool. All right, so where I'm at now, the water's coming shallow and then dropping off pretty quick. Oh, got another one. Oh, are you kidding me? 3 casts, 3 bass. 3 cast and 3 bass. This one's a smaller, but he's kind of middle of the road compared to the last 2. Don't you stick me with that hook. Hey. Nice. Choo. That's awesome. 3 casts. And I've caught 3 bass right here on this little bank. Did I tell you the Fitz Dinger never lets me down? I don't know what it is about this bait right here. The color, the scent, the chartreuse tail. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I'm telling you, I'm awful glad that Fitzy introduced me to it 2 years ago, because it is absolutely my go-to stick bait. And you can kind of see why right there. This is all new water for me, so I'm just exploring and having fun. I've put 3 bass in the boat already, so if I don't catch another fish, I'll say this has been a successful trip. Got one. I think he's a little guy. Yep. A little guy, but he took the Ned. Got him in the gill plate. There we go. Look at the colors on that little smallmouth. Isn't he pretty? Such a pretty fish. Really crazy colors. All right, let's see if I can go back to back again. Oh, I got another one. All right. Oh no, what is this? Oh, it's another smallmouth. God. These little smallmouth are like hammering the Ned Rig. All right, we went back to back. I don't care how big they are. Let's see if we can go back to back to back twice. Let's see about that. I want to go right over there.
Nice warm fishing, isn't it?
Beautiful day, isn't it?
It is awesome.
Yeah.
Seems like you're set up
Yeah, pretty much.
for a long day.
Pretty much. You guys been camping?
Yeah.
Where were you camping?
We're up here on that island.
Oh yeah, no kidding. Oh, that's cool.
Yep. Been on the river since August 12th, so
No kidding.
pulling out here this morning. I don't know what to do.
That's awesome. Well, I bet it was a good time. Weather was probably decent most of that time, wasn't it?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, have a good one, guys. Well, that was pretty neat. I just passed, I think there were 4 or 5 canoes loaded up with kids, a couple adults. Said they camped on this island for 2 weeks. I mean, how cool is that? That's awesome. I love to see kids like that getting in the outdoors. And 2 weeks camping on an island. That's good for the soul right there. That looks like a good place to camp right there. Put on the top-toed frog. It's shallow and weedy in here. Guy said he had a pike come up and steal a spook earlier. The guy I was talking to on the paddleboard said this was a really good place for pike as well. But he said it's shallow. You need to use something that's pretty weedless. Hence the frog. Just looks like pike water here, doesn't it? Man, did you see that? I don't know if that was a pike or a big bass. That was quite the blow up. He missed it completely. See if he's still around. That had to be a pike just laying there, and I put it right in front of his nose. Whatever it was, I'm gonna move on. Ooh, there was something big right there. It just swam away. Must have cast to that spot 5 or 6 times. Gilman Island campsite, open to the public. It's a Connecticut River Paddlers Trail. The 7 leave no trace principles. This is awesome. This is a public campground. There's a fire pit, a picnic table. Probably not much wood. Probably most of the wood has been scavenged. But I'm sure if you scrounged around, you could find a little dead wood for a fire. It's pretty cool. I think I'm gonna grab a granola bar, my water, have a little snack. So this is pretty cool. This is an island campsite open to the public. It's got a couple of nice benches over here and a fire pit, kind of a table for prepping food or whatever. And there's another one on this little island over here. There's plenty of places to camp down this way. And I know they go all the way down the river. Been a good day. The wind has picked up quite a bit. I'm probably going to start heading back down because the wind is blowing up the river. Well, I think I'm gonna call it a day. The wind has really picked up, blowing straight up the river, so it's making it really hard to fish. It was a good morning though, and a great exploration. I landed 5, I had 6, but lost that little one on the lift. But yeah, 5 bass, 1 decent one. The others were all pretty much dinks, but what a great morning. And I found a place where I can do some river camping, so that's wicked cool. I'm gonna head up to the launch and call it a day. Peace. See you next time.